Company, thank you for joining the stream. Today we are back for some Division 1 action here at Circuit Barcelona, Catalunya. We've been at this track before in Season 3. It was for the D2 race for Round 1, where we saw an absolute thriller to the finish line between Ziad and Oliver Ritchie. Ritchie is back for the D1 race this week. He's reserving in the Racing Bulls, the RB. Just gonna take a look at the grid for everyone. I believe we only have two reserves today, which would be Ritchie and Fake Scooser in the Alpine. I believe everybody else is the full-time driver. So once again, good attendance in D1. Last week we only had one reserve. This week we've got two, so a lot of hype around this division this season. The drivers can't wait to get going. Please let me know how my mic sounds. This is the third mic I've tried. The first one was pretty good, but when I get enthusiastic, it would be a little bit cracky. The second one that I used in the D1 race last week, the quality was a little bit worse, but we didn't have that problem. So this is my third and final option. So hopefully this one is the best. Oh, Red Bull off onto the gravel. I'm not sure who that was, but that looked like an awkward spin. We're going to ride on board with Touch as he is the first car on a flying lap. So here we go. A little bit wide through turn one and a big snap of oversteer. So I think he's going to abort that lap. Now we're going to go on board with James in the Kick Sauber. Not bad to the first few corners. Turns on the overtake button. Not bad at all from James so far. Oh. Not sure how fast this lap is going to be, but it looks pretty smooth so far. I'm not sure if that Mercedes behind him is on the lap. It's either Con or Pat. Oh no, it is Con. And Con goes fastest, the 1 minute 12.5, and Lopo Tachiki takes that away, 1 minute 12.2. So Touchki did come across the line, but I think this is going to be a better lap of the two after that mistake we saw at turn one. And yeah, he's 3 seconds up through the first sector. So we'll see what he can do. Had a good qualifying last time out in Miami, but got a little bit unlucky in the first stages of the race and recovered it to the top 10, but wasn't the result that he was looking for. As Servoyer goes pole 1 minute 12.1. Little lock up on the front left there. Up to the line now. Let's see what it is for Touch. Turns on the DRS, and it is P6, 1 minute 12.7. I think Tonga and the Steps are on laps. The Steps is on the medium tire. Tonga's getting a beautiful slipstream from the car in front. I think that's a Ferrari, and it is. So that must be Divine, as Lopo's in the pits. Tonga, I thought Tonga had a great race last time out in Miami. He started at the back and he made his way up to the top 10 before getting crashed into by, I believe it was Swanee, but he got crashed into in the early stages of the race, and he was able to bring it back even after that. So he's showing great pace so far today as well. He's currently in P3. The steps went to P8 on the mediums. I think Sparrow might be on a lap here. No. Maybe Waza? Big lock up there, but he is improving. So we will stay on board with Waza. See what he can do here in the Red Bull. If you missed last week's race, you can re-watch it on our YouTube channel. We had a great battle for second place in that race between Servoyer, the Steps, and Patty, I believe. And Wazaz coming into the pits. Fake Scooser, I think this is his first race with us. This season for sure. I'm not sure if he's raced in DER before, but he is a new member to the Divine Eye racing community. So we will give him a warm welcome here. He's going through the second sector. I don't know if this is his flying lap. His banker lap was a 1 minute 12.9, which was good enough for P8, so a solid lap. It's going flat out to the right-hander, so I'm pretty sure he is on a flyer here. 3/10 down on his time, but he manages a purple sector too. And he's coming into the pits. So who is on a lap? Divine, maybe? Divine starting a lap here. League owner. Neat and tidy through the first couple corners. And he's just down on his time through the first sector. 3/100ths down. So very, very small margin there. See if he takes this corner flat out. He does. Opening the DRS. Four-tenths down though, so he lost some time through the second sector there. Let's see if he can make it back up to the third sector, but that is not ideal for Divine. Up to the line, and he gains by 7/100ths, or 7/10ths, sorry. So he made up a lot of time in the third sector there, over a second. So on his original lap, his first lap that he set, he must have made a mistake in the third sector there. And I'm sure that there's still more time to be found there for Divine after losing 3/10ths through the second sector. So we'll keep an eye on him and see what he can do later in this session. Sparrow is gaining. He's 3/10ths up on his time. Currently in P11 with a 1 minute 13.2. Gets a nice slipstream from the Alpine there. I believe that was Shermanator who's on an outlet. As Lopo Tachiki takes back pole position with a 1 minute 11.9. First car to get it into the 1 minute 11s. And Sparrow improves to P8 with a 1 minute 12.8. And a reoccurring theme that we're seeing here in both divisions of DER, the field is extremely close, especially in qualifying. Not all the cars have been out for their second runs, and we're seeing only 2 seconds between Lopo and Mihu in 17th. So, despite Waza currently being the only outlier, it's very, very tight. And again, some cars have only been out for one lap. So that's something that we would all like to see, having a close field. And the steps on his soft compound tires is 2.2 tenths up on his previous time. So let's see what he can do here. Nice and smooth, flat out to the right-hander. Gets a little bit bumpy over the curbs there. The steps finished in P2 last time out in Miami. Started that race in third. He's probably going to have another lap after this one, but this is his first lap on the softs, and Yuri is retired. So let's see what the steps does. Only P6 for the steps. I was expecting more, if I'm honest. But again, he will have time to go for another lap. So 1 minute 12.4 for him. Yuri, who won the race in Miami last week, has retired, and his highest possible position in qualifying in this week's race is 4th. So that is definitely not ideal for the Red Bull driver. And I would say he could get out of the top 10 here, Yuri. All of these drivers are going to have enough time for at least one more run, if not two. And yeah, that puts him in a very vulnerable position now. So I'm not sure if that was intentional. I don't think it was. But not ideal for Yuri. Cervoyer is improving on his time as he looks to retake pole position. Only 6% battery in the tank as he approaches the hairpin, the remodeled corner a couple years ago. See what the Aston Martin driver can do. Comes across the line, opening DRS. He improves, but he's still in P2, 1 minute 12.1. Cervoyer was in P3 last time out in Miami. So we're seeing the same drivers at the front this week. And Oliver Ritchie is putting on an amazing show. The D2 driver is currently in P5, ahead of the steps. So I think the rest of the drivers are getting ready to start their final runs now. There's only 4 minutes left. As Marios retires, I think that was in the pits. Divine. Oh, and he invalidates. He goes a little bit too wide on the exit of that corner, but we know how much pace he has left in the tank. His battery is completely empty, so if I was him, I'd be boxing, and he is boxing. He was 2.5 tenths up there after Sector 2, so there's definitely time to be found for Divine. Mihu, is he on a lap? Looks like he is. He's just down on his previous lap, 8 thousandths. And Tutski retires as well. So I know for sure Tutski and Marios were intentional in the pits. So maybe they think they can't improve, or maybe they're trying to save a set of soft tires. I'm not sure. But they will start at the highest in P9 and P10 respectively. Hello, August. Thank you for watching the stream. So Mihu currently in P18. Going through the final few corners now. Small lift there to the final corner and up to the line. He improves, but he's still in P18. I think Skusher's on a lap. He's 3.5 tenths up, and he improves to P9. So he jumps Marios and Tutschke. It is Mookie. And who might you be? Are you a driver in DER, August? Oliver Ritchie's on a lap. I'm very, very curious to see where Oliver Ritchie can end up. After being half a lap away from winning the D2 Spanish GP a couple weeks ago, he's currently in P5 in the D1 qualifying, so he's doing a great job. It must be said. I think he's going to abort this lap, but he's still got time to go for another lap. Oh, PV, it's the new GT7 driver. So for those of you watching who aren't aware, we've recently started a Gran Turismo 7 division here at DER, and that should be starting in the next couple weeks. So stay tuned. It's going to be a banger. Khan on his final run now, going through Sector 2. He's currently in P7. Doing a decent job here. Oh, little snap there, going over the bumps. He puts in the fastest middle sector so far, and he is 2 tenths up on his time. So that would put him into P3. Let's see what he can do here. If he can nail this third sector, this could be a qualifying to remember for Khan. Up to the line now. P6. He lost a little bit of time in that last sector. I think this is Oliver Ritchie's second lap. He's gaining by a little bit, but he's only half a tenth behind Tonga. So Oliver Ritchie can find himself in the top 3 here if he can nail this final sector. Fourth gear through the sweeping right-hander. Flat through there. Is it flat through the final corner? It is. It is flat for Oliver Ritchie. And up to the line for Ritchie, P3, 1 minute 12.307. Only 9 thousandths up on Tonga, who has just binned his final lap. So Oliver Ritchie has cleared the Haas driver. Cervoyer is up on his time. Lopo is right behind him. So we're going to stay focused on these top 2 drivers right now. Cervoyer lost a bit of time to the middle sector there. He's 16 thousandths down on his initial lap, or his fastest lap to this point. And he needs over 2 tenths to pass Lopo. I don't think it's going to be enough, but let's see what he can do now. He doesn't gain on his time, so unless the steps has some magic left in the tank, it's going to be pole position for Lopo Tachiki, who puts a 1 minute 11.7 on the board, and the steps goes wide, and he invalidates. So there you have it then. Pole position in Spain this week goes to Lopo Tachiki with 1 minute 11.7. He's the only driver in qualifying to set a 1 minute 11. Divine, is he still on a lap? Well, Divine is still on a lap. Let's see what he can do here. Up to the line now. P15 improves by 3 tenths. We knew he had something left in the tank, and he has improved his position. So I believe that is the final order. Tonga again. Mega job, P4 in qualifying. I saw your message, PV. I don't think we're going to have comms for GT7, at least at the start. The goal is to have a commentator, but it's they're in high demand, and since I'm going to be driving, I won't be able to commentate the races. So if you know someone who would be willing to do it, that's awesome. If not, me and Tutschke and Divine are actively looking for GT7 commentator, and hopefully we will get one eventually. But right now the focus is just to get the division up and going, start the racing. We have a practice race coming up on Wednesday just to feel out our new division. So there you have it then. Lopo Tajiki, P1. I believe he was P1 last week as well in qualifying, if I remember correctly. So, is he a qualifying merchant? Is he the fastest driver in this tier? Only time will tell. But we have Lopo Tajiki in P1, Cervelier P2, and Oliver Ritchie in P3. Tonga, Yuri, Khan, The Steps, Sir Spongy, Cutthroat, Scooser, Marios, Touch, Sparrow, Paddy, Divine, Shermanator, James, Mihu, Waza, and Naismith. I believe Naismith joined at the end there and he didn't have enough time for a proper run. I mean, if his comms are good, I don't think age would be a big deal, to be honest. Um, if you if he's up for it and you would recommend him, then for sure we'll look into it. Myself, Divine, and Touchkey. Yeah, when I was still running my league, ILRL, a couple years ago, we had commentators that were younger than 14, and they did a good job. So I don't think the age is a big deal, to be honest. Lights out and away we go. Drivers are just figuring out their fuel strategies and their setups as we prepare to start the Division 1 Spanish Grand Prix. Hello, Brass Monkeys. Welcome to the stream. Okay, yeah, if you could ask, that would be awesome. And we will go from there. But yeah, like I said, we would like to have a commentator, but it's not the priority right now. So if we don't have one for the first few races, that's okay. We just want to make sure that the racing is good and that we have everything running properly. So that's why we're doing the practice race this week. We'll probably have another one next week, but next week's going to be a little bit more legit, like closer to what the actual races are going to look like. This week we're doing a few short races. Next week I plan to do like one long race. Hopefully everyone is available for that. If not, most of us. And then I plan to start on the 31st of July, so in 2 weeks' time. So I think the drivers are all ready now. Here we go. Formation lap has started. So as we can see, Lopo is on the hard tires. And wow, some mixed strategies here. So we have Lopo, Cervelier, Yuri, The Steps, Scooser, Sparrow, Addy, Divine, and James and Waza on the hards. So that is 10, I believe. Or 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So half the grid on hards, 8 drivers on the medium. Richie, Tonga, Khan, Spongy, Marios, Shermanator, Mihu, and Naismith. And then Cutthroat and Touch are on the softs. So they will benefit from an early safety car if an early safety car ends up coming out. Otherwise, they are a bit limited in terms of tire strategy because Spain is one of the toughest tracks on tires. Combination of lots of high-speed corners as well as just the heat in Spain. So a soft medium is possible according to the game. I believe Touchkey and Cutthroat will go for soft hards, but we will find out. PV, it's a 50% race. So in DER, we do short qualifying and 50% race. And then for sprint weekends or sprint races, we do one-shot quali, sprint race, and then 50% race. We're all set here. Five red lights on ahead of the drivers. It's lights out and away we go here at Spain, and Cervelier has a cracking launch off the line and he's already up into the lead. Oliver Ritchie trying to make a move on Lopo into turn 1. Here we go down the inside. Lopo tries it, but he doesn't get it done. We got a Red Bull going wide and Oliver Ritchie is up into P2. What a start that was. Lopo Tachiki has the inside line. He might get that position back. And Oliver Ritchie keeps the position. We got contact between the Mercedes and the McLaren there. We got Divine going off the track. The Alpine of, I believe that was Shermanator, going a little bit wide. Oh, and wheel banging between Khan and Cutthroat. We saw DJ Lawson and Ishii going off here in the D2 race. They make contact. This is going to be a carbon copy of that incident. They keep it together. Great racecraft from these two. Khan goes for it down the inside, but Cutthroat keeps the position. He's up into P5. So Oliver Ritchie on the medium compound tires would benefit from overtaking Cervelier as quickly as possible, who's on the hards. So we are going to keep an eye on this. But Touchkey is all over the back of Khan here, and Khan is gaining on Cutthroat. So he's looking to regain that place that he lost earlier. I don't think he has the speed in a straight line, and he's already down to 38% battery, so not the best ERS management here for Khan at the start of this race. Cutthroat is up to 65, Touchkey's on 49. Oh, and big snap of oversteer from Lopo, who's down to P4. We missed it. He lost the position to Tonga, and again, Lopo, after starting on pole position, we saw it last week. Just mistakes are. I mean, last week he made a couple mistakes that ended up costing him the race. But yeah, started on pole and he's down to P4. So we'll see if he can make that back up. Oh, and big contact there. I'm not sure if that was Tonga's fault who went for the send, but there was contact between Ritchie and Tonga is going barreling down the order now. Is that going to be a safety car? I don't think it is. And Tutschke made his way past Khan on the soft tires. He sets the fastest lap of the race to this point. So we're on lap 3, and your biggest gainer through this race is Tutschke, gaining 7 positions, and your biggest faller so far is Tonga and Divine, who both lost 5 positions. Mihu and James are battling it out here. Mihu's got the inside line. I think he's ahead as well. And, he keeps that position. So look at this DRS train from Servoyer all the way down to Waza in 15th. So this just goes to show how close DER has gotten in F1 24 in both divisions, not just D1. So that's what we want, right? As close to esports as possible. Esports, it's a DRS train the entire race, and there's always battles going on, and it's more fun that way. So Tutschke looking to make a move on Cutthroat. He passes him down the straight. Is Cutthroat going to fight back? He tries around the outside, and that is great defending from Cutthroat, but Tutschke has the inside line now. I think he's going to retake this position. So down into turn 4, they're still side by side. Tutschke leaves him the space, and Tutschke has gotten the move done. Cutthroat getting a little snap of oversteer there after touching the grass, slams the door shut on Khan. That sees Tutschke up in the P4. Yeah, that's the plan, PV. It's going to be tough at the start, but I'm sure we will get racing like this in the GT7 tier. As already on lap 4, Yuri has gotten a penalty. So this was definitely not the start Yuri would have wanted. He's lost a couple positions. He's in P7, and he's got a 3-second time penalty. And Sir Spongy is eager to get past him in the McLaren. It's a lovely shot there as we see Cutthroat having a look on Khan. Is he going to go for it into turn 1 down the inside? Lovely move from the McLaren, and he's up into P5, making use of those soft compound tires. Oh! Snap of oversteer over the curb there. And Tonga is fighting his way up the order again, and he taps Yuri in the back. Oh, and he gets tapped in the back by Sir Spongy, who lost some front wing there. So yeah, we can see the front right end plate gone on Sir Spongy's car. Oh, and Toucher's up into P3. He made the move on the Ferrari. And Oliver Ritchie's into the lead. Oh, we missed lots of action at the front here. So Oliver Ritchie is, in fact, making use of those medium tires. He was in the lead of the D2 Spanish race, and now he's in the lead of the D1 Spanish race. Khan sails past Cutthroat, goes back to the racing line, and he's up into P5. So we've got a battle heating up here between Cutthroat and Khan. Yuri and Tonga are arriving on the scene as well. Thank you, PV. I appreciate that. I'm not the owner of the league. The owners are Divine and Tutschke, but I like to help with my expertise, I guess you could say, as I had my own league for about 2 years. Oh! Yuri made an incredible move on Cutthroat. I don't think that particular incident there was Yuri's fault, but Cutthroat went a little bit wide there onto the grass, and he's lost 3 positions because of it. And Patty is all over the back of him now. Patty finished P4 last time out in Miami, had a great race. And Servoyer is getting close to Richie here. Richie doesn't have the DRS, and Servoyer does. Looks like he has enough speed to make the move down the straight. We got a yellow flag in Sector 3. I think everything is okay, and Servoyer retakes the lead. And Lopo retakes Touchkey. Yuri goes off the track there. Oh! Almost loses the car as he rejoins. He's in P6. And Tonga, holy smokes, look at the speed that Tonga has, and Yuri swipes him off the track. Yuri went a little bit wide at that corner, and he basically took Tonga out, and Tonga makes contact with Patty. Carnage here on lap 7 in the midfield. Richie on the gearbox of Servoyer. I don't think he's close enough to make a move at this particular corner, but he's definitely going to have an opportunity down the main straight. Rios getting past Tonga. Is Richie going to send it here? He lifts, indicating that he will not be making the move. So Richie is content to just keep it in P2, keep it behind Servoyer for the time being. Now, if I'm Richie, I'm trying to get into the lead and build as big a gap as possible, because he's going to have to make a pit stop earlier, being on the medium tires, and he has an opportunity to take advantage of the fact that he's on the softer compound. So, yeah, if I was Richie, I would be trying to get past at every opportunity, because Servoyer is going to be on the mediums at the end of the race, whereas Richie's going to be on the hards, and he's going to be at a disadvantage. So we'll see how this battle pans out later on. Got Yuri on the back of the McLaren. Scooser and Cutthroat are battling it out. Big snap from Cutthroat, and he keeps it down the inside. Oh, look at this. They're still side by side in contact. Cutthroat. He's been involved in quite a few battles, quite a few instances as well, it must be said. And he just keeps tumbling down the order after these incidents. So he's currently in P9. Richie and Lopo are right on the back of Servoyer. Oh, and Lopo is side by side with Richie. Is he going to go for it down the inside? He does. Locks the front left, and Richie is able to retake that position. Get a good view of this battle from Touchkey's POV. Yeah, I think you're right, PV. Touchkey does not look comfortable on these softs right now. The softs are gone. And is that a retirement on the track for Yuri? Did he crash? Yeah, he did crash. And he is out. It was not a great race until that point for Yuri anyways. And Lopo has overtaken Richie. He's up into P2. Patty is able to get by Spongy. Patty gained 4 positions over the last few laps since we last viewed his race. So we've got a battle at the front here for P1 between Servoyer, Lopo, Oliverici, and Touchkey. And we have quite a mix of strategies between these 4 as well. So we will see who ends up at the front after all the pit stops are done. We still got lots of battles going on closer to the back as well. Mihu and Sparrow. Mihu and James, sorry. Wazaa and Sparrow. Naismith, Tonga, Scooser, and Marios. Spongy and Patty still fighting it out. And Lopo is going to retake the lead here on lap 11. Made a great comeback since the start of the race, and it is hammer time for the Ferrari. Got a battle for P8 as well between Scooser, Marios, Tonga, and Naismith. Doesn't seem like much is happening at this stage. This is the awkward stage where the hard tires become quicker than the mediums because the mediums are dying out. Oh, whoa, what happened there? Tonga made a few moves too many, it looked like, and he has hit Shermanator in the back. He must have wing damage after that as well. That was a pretty hefty smash there. But he's staying out, so maybe he doesn't have damage. Yeah, Tonga was weaving left and right, and I think he was trying to make a move, but he hit the brakes a little bit too late. There again, being the last of the late breakers. And he ended up taking out, I believe it was Shermanator on that past incident. Retakes Naismith on that particular occasion. Stay on board with these two here. Oh, I think Tonga has gotten rid of DRS after that mistake from Naismith. So it looks like Touchkey has dropped out of DRS. But has Patty overtaken Khan? Is that what's just happened here? Don't think Villiers is going to have enough speed to make a move here into turn one. He keeps it behind Lopo. And Touchkey is the first driver into the pits. He made those softs last 14 laps, so that is a successful stint. And he goes to the medium, so I was wrong. I thought he would be going to the hards, but he is on the mediums, and he has a little battle here with Sparrow into turn one. Sparrow is able to get by him. Is Touchy going to make the move here? Down the inside. leaving space for the kick Sauber, and he's up into P10. And he's got 7 seconds of clean air in front of him. So if Tutschke can keep his pace up, save his battery, save his tires, he is looking pretty good towards the end of the race. We just need to see what happens between these guys as Richie responds to Tutschke's pit stop and comes in. He's on the mediums. So yeah, that was a pretty long stint for Touch on those softs. Let's see which tires Richie chooses. Probably the hards. It is the hards. And who's gonna come out in front? Probably Richie. It is Richie. So yeah, by Richie responding to that undercut attempt by Touch, he keeps his position. But had he stayed out just a couple laps longer, I think Tutschke would have overtaken him. As we have Naismith and Tonga going side by side. And nothing doing for the time being. Naismith is right on him though. So, oh! Huge snap of oversteer from the Haas driver, and that is an easy pass for Naismith. I was going to say Naismith would have had an opportunity down at the hairpin, but he didn't need to make a move there. And Cervellier still unable to get past Lopo, so Ferrari is in his zone at the moment, keeping it in P1. And Spongy, Naismith, and Tonga all dive into the pits. Let's see which tires. So Spongy, was he serving a penalty? Was he changing his wing? He goes for hards. Naismith goes for hards, and Tonga also goes for hards. I think the only drivers that'll be switching to mediums are the ones that started on the hards. And Divine picks up a penalty, so let's take a look at the penalty screen. Scooser, Mihu, and Divine are the only ones with penalties thus far. Well, Yuri had one, but he is out of the race, so that does not count. And, Tutschke has gone past Richie, but Richie's right on him. Richie's in the DRS. So Tutschke making use of those softer, they're not fresher, but they are relatively the same in terms of wear with Richie's hard tires. And Khan has gotten past his teammate Paddy. Yeah, this is the awkward pit stop stage where there's not too much happening on the track, but I'm hoping that after these two at the front make their stops, we're going to have a good battle to the end of the race, just like we had in D2 with Ziad and Oliver Richie. So if I'm Cervellier, I want to box ahead of Lopo. I want to try to go for the undercut. So lap 17, I don't think it's too early. Let's see if either of them dive into the pits. And he does dive into the pits. Cervellier is going for the undercut, ladies and gentlemen, on Lopo Tachiki, and he was only 7/10 behind at the time of the pit stop. So Cervellier, if he nails his outlap, has a very good chance of taking the lead. And let's see where Tutschke and Oliver Richie end up. I don't think they're going to be right on him, but they should be close to Cervellier. And the Aston Martin is just making his way out of the pits now. And there in the background, you can see Tutschke and Oliver Richie. And they have those tires heated up. So they might give Cervellier some trouble as well. Scooser still has the box. Paddy still has the box. And Khan still has the box. So this outlap from Cervelier is crucial. I think Lopo Tachiki is going to box on this lap, but we're going to find out soon enough. Big slide from Paddy. Yeah, these tires are done. I think it's time for all four of these drivers to make their stops. A lot of drivers are actually still on their first set. These four, and then we've got Sparrow, we've got Waza, Mihu, James, and Divine still haven't made their first pit stops as Lopo is coming into the pits. So I'm assuming he's going for the mediums. Is it a good stop from the Ferrari pit crew? Surprisingly, it was a slow launch, but the pit crew did their job, surprisingly. So he is going to come out behind Khan and Scooser. I think Paddy did make his stop. And there you have it. Cervelier has worked the undercut to perfection, and he's now into the lead. And Scooser can cause some trouble as well for Lopo. Wow. So that just goes to show how important strategy really is. He only pitted one lap earlier, and just the extra pace that he had on the fresh tires put him about 2 seconds ahead of Lopo Tachiki. So that, again, there you have it. Strategy is important on F124. Ooh, around the outside goes Lopo. Lovely move there. Now he sets his sights on the Aston Martin of Cervelier. Khan makes his pit stop. Ooh, Richie is flying down the main straight, and he's going to overtake his teammate Touch and get back up into the podium places. Scooser comes into the pits. Where is he going to come out? Sparrow dives into the pits as well. He is going to come out behind Sir Spongy and Naismith. And there's Tonga. It's just these two now. Or not even me, who has just made his stop, and it's very, very close into turn one between Divine and Marios. And Divine is the only car that's still on their original set of tires. James overtakes Mihu, who's just came out of the pits. So we're already on lap 20. There's still 13 laps to go. And the front runners are a little bit more spread out, but that can change. I would love to see a late safety car here as Touchkey gets back past Oliver Ritchie. A late safety car changes everything. Especially if it happens within the next couple of laps, because drivers will be debating whether the softs are going to last or not, and if they should stay out, or even pit to new mediums. So it looks like Lopo has a little bit of a pace advantage on Cervelier. He's gained a few tenths, and Touchkey picks up a penalty, and he goes off the track, and he's out. Is that the safety car we've been waiting for? It is. Wow. Touchkey has crashed out of third position in this race and has brought out a safety car. Oliver Ritchie surely is going to pit for new softs. He's on hards right now. But is it too early for softs? I mean, Touch made them last 14 laps. And this safety car is going to be out at the earliest on lap 23. Yeah, that was a bit of a commentator's curse there. I apologize to Touchkey. That was definitely not what he had wanted. He was doing great in the podium places there. Wow. to say. That is just completely flipped this race on its head. And Oliver Ritchie puts on new softs, while Servoyer puts on new mediums, and Lopo stays out. Was that the right call from Servoyer? A lot of drivers are going to new mediums, and that actually plays perfectly into Divine's hands, who just made his first pit stop, and he was able to do it onto softs. Marios is coming in. I think everyone else is staying out. I'm surprised that these two didn't box, because they're going to get eaten alive on used hard tires. But, wow, very interesting. Very, very interesting stuff. If I had to guess, I think if Oliver Ritchie has the pace, I think he has a very good chance to win this race. If not, then Servoyer. I think the fresh tires are just going to give them an advantage over Lopo. So I don't think Lopo is going to win this race, but he has been the quickest. He's been the quickest driver on the track, that's for sure. As his front right tire is locking as he's driving, so I'm not sure if he's holding the brakes as he's accelerating there, but that definitely won't do his tires a favor. So yeah, like he has been the quickest driver, no question. But are the tires quick enough to support his pace? If they are, then he should have no problem. But fresh softs definitely make a difference in Oliver Ritchie's case. Yeah, this is another thing. The softs will definitely last. They have probably at the most 2%, the soft runners. And the safety car, it could come in this lap. It probably will. And that's only 10 laps. Hutchke made them last 14 laps. So the softs are definitely doable at this stage. And because Waza pitted and he's not caught up with the rest of the field, the safety car might stay out one more lap. So you will see what happens. If anybody in the chat has predictions, please share. I would love to know what the chat is thinking right now. And it doesn't look like the safety car is coming in. So Oliver Ritchie, effectively on fresh soft tires, only has 9 laps on them to the end of the race. So I think soft was the right call. I don't think medium was the right call. But nonetheless, a fresh set is better than a used set for the medium compound runners. Soft tire guy, P2, P1 Servoyer. Very possible. I don't know. I think Lopo is going to surprise us. He's no question. He's been the quickest driver today, and I don't think the tires are going to be that much of an issue for him. They're only 3 laps older. But if I am these two, I'm worried about Oliver Ritchie on the softs. 3 laps difference between the same tire isn't much, but 3 laps difference between a soft and a medium, especially since these tires are effectively brand new. He hasn't used them at racing speed yet. If I'm these two, I'm worried about Richie. So we're going to get 9 laps to the line. The safety car is coming in this lap. Let's see what happens here. Oh, when is Lopo going to start driving full speed? He's lifting. This is going to be carnage. This is going to be absolute carnage for the drivers at the back, and he's off. Servoyer kept with him nicely. You can already see lots of drivers tumbling down the order. Where is that pace coming from for Cutthroat? And as we can already see, Servoyer is all over the back of Lopo. Is he going to send it down the inside? He doesn't. I thought that the move was on there, but he doesn't go for it. Still very close to the Ferrari. Those softs are going to die for Richie, so he needs to get ahead as quickly as possible and just build a gap. Don't forget, there's still lots of time left, so penalties could play into this as well. Servoyer, he goes down the inside. Oh, Lopo's missing an end plate. Lopo has no front wing end plate on the left side. That is definitely going to play a role. Although Richie is trying to go around the outside. Beautiful move from the Nigerian. And he gets the move done. He's up at the P2. Yeah, the predictions are looking your way right now, PB. Got a bit of a train here, all the way down to Sparrow in P13. Oh, and is that a McLaren going wide? Cutthroat. Is the steps going to go down the inside? He does. Cutthroat does a good job defending that one. But the steps is trying to get the move done here. He just doesn't have the speed at this stage. Everyone is in DRS up at the Sparrow in P13. Oh, did Richie go a little bit too wide on the entry there? None of these drivers have penalties, but they could be on 2 warnings. And there you have it then. The strategic masterclass by Richie is appearing to pay off. He's into the lead of the D1 Spanish Grand Prix. And Lopo is barely within DRS for Servoyer, so maybe it's the front wing, maybe it's the tires, who knows, but he is slowly slipping away from these two at the front. He will pass him on lap 31. Are you talking about Servoyer? You think Servoyer is going to overtake Richie on lap 31? Oh, here we go then. He's close. He might make the move now, PV. Richie hasn't exactly built the gaps that he needed to build. And on almost a full tank of batteries, Servoyer definitely has the advantage right now. Richie does set the fastest lap of the race thus far, however. And Servoyer is choosing to save his battery, so he's probably just playing the waiting game. He's waiting for Richie's tires to die out. He's saving his battery, and then he's going to make the easy pass later on. Richie is giving it everything. He's only at 25% in the ERS. Just a big train here. Oh, Servilier getting close again. Although Richie has regained some battery over that lap, though, if he can just keep doing what he's doing, just stay ahead for as long as possible, then he's looking good. But Servilier is much closer on this lap than he was in the last lap. He doesn't even need his ERS. Richie isn't using it either, but Servilier is going to breeze past. Although Richie isn't going down without a fight, though. He keeps it side by side with Servilier, but at this stage, it's just too much for the Racing Bull. Oh, wow. Absolute carnage in the midfield. Tonga again going wide. He's up at the P4. Since when? Again, Tonga made an impressive recovery, but he has just made another mistake, and he's lost another position. I'm surprised that he's able to compete with these drivers behind him who are on faster, fresher tires. And Richie has dropped quite a bit. He's 8/10 behind Villiers. This is Villiers' race to win. He has the pace right now on his tires, with his battery management. He is the favorite. As Tonga goes wide again. What is going on in that Haas car? Oh, he's got crazy speed going into turn 4, but the steps. That's a good job making the move down the inside. Even Paddy is looking to make a move around the outside this time. Looks like he got tapped in the back. He got tapped again by Paddy. Oh, in contact again with Scooser. What is going on? Absolute carnage in the midfield. And Richie, we can see some tire graining on his front right, has made up a little bit of time. He's 6/10 behind. He has some battery left in the tank as well. Oh, and Lobo gets a penalty. Crucial on lap 31. So there goes his race win. He doesn't have much of a chance now to take even a top 2 finish. But if he can keep his pace up, he should be able to get P3. Now it is down to Villiers and Richie. Richie had a very, very similar battle, just like this one, in the D2 race. In the D2 race, he was battling with Ziad. He kept swapping positions with the Mercedes back and forth. He took the lead on the last lap, but unfortunately, Ziad retook the lead at this corner here, at this hairpin. If you want to rewatch that race, highlights are posted on our TikTok, divine.i.racing 2023, or you can rewatch the entire race on this YouTube channel. Richie has the knowledge from that previous battle in D2, so he gets a huge snap of oversteer. And he only has 2 laps to go to try and overtake Villiers, but his straight line speed is mega. And he's just gained 6/10 in that straight alone. And Sir Spongy looking to make the move onto the steps. The steps has the inside line. It looks like he's going to keep this position. Maybe Sir Spongy sends it. He doesn't. And Richie has lost quite a bit of time on this lap. He is barely hanging in the DRS, and now he's out of the DRS. He is 1 second behind Villiers. Villiers can taste the victory. He can see the checkered flag 1.5 laps away from this point. And that pace that Villiers found on this past lap has pretty much secured his victory, unless he makes a huge mistake or picks up a penalty here on this last lap. Commentator's curse, we will see. Sir Spongy breezes past the steps, who is getting eaten up right now. Almost gets passed by Khan as well, but Khan decides to stay in his current position, P6. Last lap of the Grand Prix. Who can make up some important positions for the championship? It is a bit early to be thinking about the championship, but when you're only a couple points behind or in front of other cars by the end of the season, you can think back to races like these. Every single point counts. So here we have it then. Sir Villiers is going to come across the line to win the D1 Spanish GP. Although Richie put up an amazing fight, comes home in P2. Lopo P3. Sir Spongy P4. The Steps P5 on track, but he drops down to P8 after penalties. Khan, Paddy, Marios finished behind him on track. Tonga, Sparrow, Waza, James, Divine. Divine comes home in P13. Scooser. And the Steps has retired? What's happened there? The Steps was in P8. And for some reason, after the checkered flag, he has retired, and that sees him drop down to P16 and Cutthroat, the last driver to cross the line. Stay tuned. I will try to get some post-race interviews here. So Lopo is unable to do the interview, but I'm gonna try to get Oliver Ritchie and Servoyer into the chat.
Hello,
Hello,
hello.
Servoyer.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Very nice, very good, thank you.
Just gonna make sure the stream can hear you,
All good.
and they can. Perfect. All right. So, Servoyer, you've come home to win the D1 Spanish race. You came home on the podium last time out in Miami. You're looking very good after only purchasing the game like right before the first race, if I'm correct. So,
Yeah.
yeah, you're looking really good right now. How are you feeling in terms of like I don't know how to say this, but how do you feel compared to the others? How do you feel that your pace is this season?
Yeah, pace is strong. Really happy to win the third race of the season here in Barcelona. I actually won on my debut in this league at Spain last year, last year's
Oh,
game.
is that right? I didn't know that.
So it feels good to come back to a track that I like and do well. I feel like unfortunately Lopo Tikichi he had some damage from the safety car. He hit the safety car um, under safety car conditions, and he had some front wing damage. So I had to get past him as quickly as I could. But I'm feeling good. I like the game. Of course, there's a lot of things that can be improved. There's some really fast drivers in this league, so if I can stay consistent, which is the key, then I feel I can really mount a title charge.
Yeah, well, we were talking about that on the stream with Lopo Tachiki with the damage, but you did have the tire advantage. Anyways, you did a great job getting past him at the safety car restart and staying ahead of Richie as well, who was on the soft tires. So talk us through that battle there with Richie. You were able to build a gap there on the final couple laps, but how are you feeling through that safety car restart?
Yeah, big shout out to Oliver Ritchie. He drove a great race, to be honest with you. He's a D2 driver, I believe, so
Yeah,
some
he
great
is.
pace from him in order to secure a P2. I was just waiting for his softs to go off, really. I knew that the mediums were the better choice. I was kind of in two minds as to what tire I wanted to choose, but surprised that Lopotikici didn't pit as well. So happy with that tire advantage. And in terms of the gap, I was able to. I knew I had a bit more downforce than him. He had quite a bit of straight line speed, so especially in sector three, I was gaining quite a bit of time to him. So I knew that that was my opportunity to break that 1 second gap.
We saw you make an incredible undercut on Lopotici before the safety car there. So was that intentional? Like, where was the goal to undercut him, or you knew like you were boxing on that lap no matter what?
No, I was actually supposed to pit on lap 19, but I definitely wanted to undercut. I knew that, yeah, I had whatever, it was 2.5 second gap, and I was just waiting for the right opportunity, make sure I can come out in some clean air and not have, a bunch of cars to get through. So definitely the aim was to undercut. Obviously Yuri in Miami last race, he didn't undercut on us and, flew away off into the
Mhm.
lead. So the undercut is definitely the way to go. I mean, Lopetegui was definitely catching up. He's got some great race pace, so he was catching up towards the end, or during that stint, anyways. Safety car came out, and I was really happy for that.
Well, if I have to say that you played that to perfection, that undercut. We were talking about it on the stream, how you gained like over 2 seconds there just by pitting that one lap earlier. So, congratulations on the win, Sir Voyer. Thank you for the interview. Good luck next week.
Appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Looking forward to watching the stream back.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Oh, Richie. Hello, mate. I just finished the interview with Sir Voyer, so that was perfect timing. I don't think the stream can hear you. So if you go to the I can hear you, but I don't think the stream can. So if you go to the party screen, then you go to settings on like the three dots on the right, and then I'm just pulling it up here so I can see it. And then you go to party settings, and then oh wait, no, that's not it. Sorry, voice chat settings, and then share your voice, allow. So you're on the party screen, and then the three dots on the right. Do you see that? Yes, you press that. Then voice chat settings, and then the third one, share your voice. Make sure it's on allow. Okay, I'm just gonna see. Could you say something, please?
Is it working now?
I don't think it is,
Wow.
unfortunately.
Hold on.
Um, oh, you can hear him? Wait.
Yeah, I can hear you.
No, the someone in the chat is saying they're able to hear you.
Oh, okay.
So, oh, my stream isn't playing.
Okay. All right. We're good.
Oh, yeah, they can. Perfect. All right. So, Oliver Ritchie, you
Yeah.
qualified in third, I believe.
Yeah,
So
third.
third place, and we were just talking about it with Servoyer being a D2 driver, qualifying in third. We saw you have a great battle in the D2 race here at Spain, and you put on another show again in D1 this week, having that battle at the end with Servoyer. So talk us through that. What was your decision with the soft tires and the safety car, and how are you feeling about that battle with Villiers?
Um, on the soft tires, that was a mistake. I was going to go on the mediums, and I made a mistake, and I was what your luck. Those guys are very quick, and I was just like trying to keep up with them, with the DRS. But
Mhm.
overall, like it's just pure luck. I was just lucky.
Did you say that the safety car helped your race, or do you think you would have been better off without it?
No, 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 it would have been better without it. I
Really?
wanted to go on the mediums, but then I didn't know what happened. I didn't calculate the lap time very well. Then I thought the safety car was going to go for maybe another 4 laps. I which was a mistake. I should have gone on the mediums.
Yeah, we were actually talking about that on the stream. To be honest, I thought that you had made the right call with the soft tires. I mean, you took the lead there. Um, right after the safety car restart, then I guess the tires just died out a little bit too quick, and then Servier was able to take it back.
After the fifth lap, I was really struggling with the tires. Like, a lot of oversteer. It was terrible, but overall, I was just trying to, take just so quick.
And we even saw Touchkey, who started on the softs. He went 14 laps on those, so I'm not sure how that stint went for him. But if you're saying that after 5 laps the softs were dead, then
the softs were just dying off. Like I was just spinning all over the place.
yeah,
It's terrible.
Anything else you would like to add, or?
Oh, no. Like I just I like the game. This new game compared to last year. I love it and I enjoy playing it a lot.
Well, you're doing a great job. Like I said again, Servier mentioned it as well. Coming from D2, putting on the podium, almost winning the race. That's it says something. So congratulations on the podium, Oliver Ritchie. Thank you for the interview, and good luck next week.
All right, thank you, brother.
Have a good night.
All right, you too. Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the D1 race this week, and hope you all have a good night. Bye-bye.